What's going on, Keel family? Hope everybody's doing well. Sorry I've been away for a couple of days. Had a golf tournament over the weekend and just spent some time with the family. So I wasn't really able to get any uploads out there. But it's a new week. We are back out here and we got some a little special announcement. It's not nothing huge, but when it regards to Keel, it's some pretty cool news. I ran across it this morning, late last night and this morning. And I wanted to come on here and just give you guys an update and, share the news with you. So I did run across, Keel infrastructure is going to be added into the Russell 3000 index, which is bullish, right? It's not huge news, right? It's not like the S&P 400 or the S&P 600 or, the NASDAQ or anything like that. But nevertheless, it's getting entered into an index, right? It's no longer an orphan, right? It has a home, it has a family, and is being tracked by an index, which is super cool, man. It's all a part of the story. It's all a part of the growth. As companies grow, as companies get more, well known, they start getting, looked at and taken more serious, and that's exactly what's happening with Keel. Over the weekend, man, I've noticed a lot of interest in Keel infrastructure. Interest, right? I've noticed a lot of people asking questions about Keel, like on some of the big streamers that I watch for like the market opens and the market closes and stuff like that. A lot of people in the chats are asking about Keel infrastructure, and it's causing these bigger content creators to start looking into it and start doing their research on it. And a lot of them, more so than not, are, they like Keel infrastructure. They like the play. They do, however, say, yes, it's risky. It's a small cap. It's a very competitive space in the space that Keel infrastructure's in. And a lot of them pair it to Iran, which I guess is an okay comparison. Iran is quite a bit bigger, but Iran has also not announced any deals, and a lot of people are speculating Keel announcing deals before Iran. And if that happens, I think that a lot of the Iran people will be pretty upset, right? But I do think a Keel infrastructure deal is coming down the pipeline very soon, if I had to guess. If we look at the overall picture here, we've had the interviews with Ben, and he said he's very confident. We had a very successful equity raise, with over $450 some million. So now they have about a $1 billion balance sheet, which is a very good tool to have when you're looking for people to lease your spaces, right? They want a company that has a strong balance sheet, that has the capital to fund the build outs and stuff like that. So Keel is positioning itself for success if they can, go about, delivering things in the right order and with the right structure. But when it comes to me, I'm probably, after I've seen that they're going to be added into the Russell 3000, I think I'm going to scoop up some more Keel infrastructure shares this week, and just keep DCAing and building out my position. I really don't care if it's averaging me up, because in the long term, where do I think Keel infrastructure's price is going to be? It's not going to be anywhere near $5, right? So, if you take out the here and right now and give it a little bit of hindsight, whether you're buying at $5 or $4, it's not going to be a huge, massive difference in the long term if you believe in Keel infrastructure's long-term capabilities, like I do, right? The thesis is still strong. Nothing's changed with it. If anything, the thesis has only gotten more stronger now that they have a healthier balance sheet. So I plan on DCAing into Keel, into both accounts, the public account we have on here and also my private account. I do have a comfortable position in my private account, so I might not go as heavy there, but I am considering beefing up the public portfolio position with Keel, because right now I only have about 50 shares in the public portfolio, given the capital we have in that public portfolio is limited, because I'm only contributing like $250 every 2 weeks to get to 10K. But we could rotate some stuff around and, rebalance it a little bit to make it make sense. So that's probably my plan this week, is just see where Keel goes, DCA into the public portfolio, because if it's added into these indexes, a lot of these index and ETF operators are going to have to purchase Keel to add it to their fact sheet and holdings, right? So we could see a little bit of price action out of that. Could that already be priced in? A lot of it could be, but we could see a little bit more upwards movement in the Keel infrastructure price. Anyway, jump into other news. SpaceX, guys, holy shit. Last night, SpaceX jumped all the way to $230. That's like a $3 trillion market cap. This company IPO'd at a 1.7, I think it was, trillion. And just in 1.5 trading days, this stock went up to $230 and added like $2 trillion in market cap, which is just absolutely disgusting how much hype and how much confidence this company has. I'm very, very, very skittish about it, because whenever these shares that these institutions have come available and they're able to sell, it could get ugly very quickly. We kind of seen what happened to CoreWeave after its IPO. It ran up, then the shares unlocked, and they sold pretty aggressively. And I think we could see the same thing with SpaceX. But on the other hand, this is why this stock is so difficult to make a decision on. You have the Elon people that are very, very loyal, right? They're very, very loyal, and they want to hold an Elon company. So, I'm torn in between, right? I just don't know what to do, So if you are trading or buying SpaceX, just be very careful. Be mindful of, the share unlocks and stuff like that, because this company is just trading at a absolutely massive, massive premium. The Elon premium is real. SpaceX is only making, $19 billion in revenue at a $3 trillion company, bigger than Tesla. It got to bigger than Amazon last night. It's just a wacky, wacky market we're in. And, just please, if you're buying SpaceX to hold it for 20 or 30 years, I don't see a problem with it. But if you're buying it just to hold it for 6 months to a year, you really, really, really want to be careful in this situation, because things could get ugly pretty quickly, especially when those shares unlock and you have those institutions that are up hundreds of thousands of %, right? So just be careful out there, guys. But that wraps up the update for this Tuesday morning. Hope everybody does well or is doing well. Keep DCAing into your favorite stocks. Hold strong. Do not panic sell your bags over something crazy. Don't make rational decisions. If you think you want to sell something, the way I always do it is keep that thought in the back of your mind. Go to sleep on it. Wake up the next day. If you still want to sell that stock, then, by all means, go ahead and handle your business. But you never want to panic sell your bags just because of some bitter piece of news that you hear or, anything, right? Because the market's always forward looking. It's always going to, get past things. The last thing you want to do is sell out of a position you've got conviction in, and that little bad piece of news blows over and the stock fully recovers. So just be smart about your, decisions. That's all you can do. Buy quality companies, keep your conviction and thesis strong in those companies, and just keep investing. But till then, guys, y'all have a good rest of the day, and we'll see y'all in the next one.